Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's December 29th, 2019. 2 more days before we formally close 2019. So, advance Happy New Year for all of you guys. And today we are going to continue the list. Yesterday I did our stock market insights for the highly traded stocks, and now we are going to continue and check out the remaining stocks because I understand many of you have also um, yeah, have engaged in these stocks. You have some positions here, and why not check them out, right? So here's what we have. Let me just go ahead and check it out. So oops, let me just go to the chart. I think we left off at Bloom or Nickel yesterday, and now we are going to continue with fruit. Okay, so for those of you guys who are watching this video for the first time, please do subscribe to our channel. We're doing no, we're doing daily stock market insights for the Philippine market. And if you want us to also review stocks from the US market, then that's also fine. We also check that out. But most of the time, the stocks that we review here are those from the PSE, Philippine Stock Exchange. And yesterday, we reviewed the top highly traded stocks. We've reviewed them one by one from top to bottom, and we dropped and finished it off around Bloom. Okay, so in case you have not watched that and you have your stocks in there, I'll just put the link here in the description later on. Okay, but now we are going to continue and check out the remaining stocks from fruit, and then we work our way downwards. Okay, so if let me see. Do we have anyone now? Okay. Just drop a comment, say hi, and then I'll definitely prioritize your request. Even if we've discussed that yesterday, I can also entertain that today. Okay. But for now, just bear in mind that we are going to work our way from fruit downwards. Okay. So this is how it goes. We filter it from highly traded ones and we worked our way downwards. We're done with the first half, and now we're going to check out fruit. There you go. Okay, fruit I think has reached a short-term resistance over here. We don't have any indicators yet because um, fruit has just started. So our Bollinger Band and RSI are not totally showing as of yet. So what you can do for now for fruit, for those of you who are um, trading this one, just do range trading because looks like for the past, no, it started December 10th. Uh, we are now consolidating downwards here. We can do range trading for now. Enter at 1.05, and then if you see something like this, when it reaches your resistance, then that means there's a sign of weakness. But if it breaks that resistance, then chances are we are going to have a brand new wave on the upside. But given that we have a red candlestick last trading day of the year, chances are we are going to have this, and then you enter right here, and then it goes up here. Now if it breaks that, good, but if there's another sign of weakness, then you take profit. Okay, if it there's another red candlestick over here. Okay, so you got the concept. Do range trading for now, and that is for fruit. SCC. Okay, SCC, this is a doji, right? A doji is like a cross. This is a candlestick. It started at 21 point, uh, it started at 22. Okay, within the day it went as high as 22.60 and it went as low as 21.60. However, when the market closed, it just closed right at the area where it started. And whenever you see that right at the resistance area, um, that means that candlestick means the market is undecided. But normally, when it appears at the resistance area, okay, chances are it will rest. And normally, if you're moving above the MA20 line, your MA20 line will become your support or a possible area of bounce. So the next area to watch out for definitely would be your 21 pesos area. So that's where the MA20 is at the moment. Okay. Next. All right. This is everyone's majority of us. A lot, I mean, have entered in ISM, and I see that the volume is starting to pick up right over here on the last 3 days. However, okay, you have your short-term resistance over here, your MA20 line, and then look at that. Whenever it reaches your MA20, there's a sign of rejection. So I think just in case the stock will rest, I hope it only stops right here. 30 or 3.27. Yep. So rejection, not 100%, but you're near a resistance at the MA20 level, 3.57. So this is your resistance area. 3.56, 3.57, just in case it dips. I hope it doesn't go any further down. We are at a 3.26 as our support. Overall, this is already very cheap because of the recent news they had around increasing the volume available for the public, bringing down the price to, on an average around more than 1 pesos. And I hope it doesn't even reach that level. And buying sentiment starting to kick in. Okay, but for now, I think this will slightly rest. Hopefully, it doesn't break the 3.26, but chances are it will revisit your 3.26 before it moves up again. Otherwise, if it goes further down, the next price to challenge would be that level, 2.93. Okay. Next would be DNL. DNL, interesting. Let's check this out. Okay. This is currently at a resistance area for DNL. Yep. See this line over here. Previous support. So it might continue to challenge this. Okay, two possibilities, of course. It will just either go up or down, but here's what you can do. Check out if this will break this line. This is your okay. So if it starts higher than this, then that means you will have a brand new wave. If there's rejection that will happen right in this area, then chances are it will rest and probably go back to this level. This is the next possible support that we see in case it breaks down in price. The reason why I said that is your previous resistance right over here. Your resistance is like your ceiling, that whenever it touches that level, there's a rejection. And in this case, there were rejections that happened multiple times until the price broke down. And eventually, it also reversed. See the psychology of the price? Don't panic when it goes down. If you feel that the company is solid in terms of their fundamentals, it's just market sentiment that when it goes down, probably people are already profitable and they're, especially the traders, they're profitable and they're taking profit. That's why the price is going down. But soon it will just go back again. And see what happened here? It even broke that resistance. And now, since we're moving above that line, then it will create a brand new support again. Could be in this area, or there's another one I just saw. This area. That's another area that it can potentially bounce at. Okay. Remove. Remove. Oh, okay. So two areas that it will potentially bounce. Okay, so it's neat. Okay, so those are the key areas to watch out for. That's for DNL. Cebu Pacific. Cebu Pacific, I don't feel good as most of the candlesticks right now are moving below the MA20 line. See that? So we might see some more downward movements for our Cebu Pacific. See, we're already very high and the sentiment is going downwards. Okay, but how far can it go? Let us see. I'm thinking it will just stabilize in this area, hopefully. Because look at this, well, the price was doing a double bottom over here. Your RSI is already moving upward. So I'm not saying it will go down, but what I'm trying to say is this is your advanced signal. RSI normally reacts faster than the Bollinger Band and the candlesticks. So chances are you might see some more dips, but I don't see any drastic drop in the price. It will first potentially consolidate here at your 88.90 area. Okay, it might move up and down, and go all the way up again. Now, in case, of course, our recommended entry price is around 88.90. If it goes or it negates our assumption that it will go up, next thing you need to do is ask yourself, why did you get in? If you got in because you wanted to trade, make sure around, let's say, what is your tolerable loss level? It goes down by 3% or by 2%, then make sure you exit the trade because to begin with, you wanted to just trade this stock. But if you want to become a long-term investor for this stock, if it goes down, wait for a perfect entry price again, area where it will most likely bounce. Okay, that is for Cebu Pacific. Pure Gold. Pure Gold is doing sideways at the moment. We can just do this, okay? So if you want, you can enter at 38.70 right over here and then exit at this level because right now it's just moving within this range. And overall, we're at the lower section of our chart, so chances are it will do something like this. Normally this is how a stock behaves: goes down, consolidates within the area, and then goes up again. And this is what I am seeing going down and consolidating right now before it will potentially go up again. Okay, so enter around since we have a Darvas box here and it's doing sideways 38.60, 38.65, and then you exit right at the 40th level. Okay, so that should already give you a profitable percentage. Yeah, it's 4.96. So that's a possible profit area. Okay, Double Dragon is also doing good consolidation right here. I'm thinking we are bound to change a direction in the coming days. See that? It's just doing stabilizing within the area of 18.90, 18.80, yeah. And then once it does that, check out your RSI. Your RSI is already moving in an upward direction. There's a bullish divergence. And notice your volume right here is already starting to pick up. Volume. See that line? Volume. Significant volume. Okay? So that means more and more people are trading this stock. They feel that this is already very cheap level, and within the day, probably the reason why we have a like a doji over here is because people who entered here and reached this area took profit, bringing the price again down just at the area where it started 2.60. Okay, right? So our recommended entry level here is around 18.80. Tech Tech also significant volume yesterday or the other day, and also that's a good sign when you see that, especially we're still within the area. So if there's really no negative news around the stock, I think this is already a good time to enter. Okay, 4 pesos, 4.07 area is a good entry and recommended price for this one. Yeah, 4 pesos to 4.07. Wherever it is at right now is already a good entry price. AP starting to change a direction now. We've challenged your MA20 line, so I would have to say this is already a good time to start accumulating volume. Okay, slightly higher. There you go. So that's our support. And you know the reason why? From where it is at right now, it ended right at the 34.20. You screen downwards while looking to the left. Do you see any area where price is consolidating or stopping at? So this area, I see some. This one too. This one as well. So many areas that will confirm this support. Okay. So that means because you have several points dropping or stopping at the same area, that would mean when it breaks that, it will now create a brand new support right there. Okay, so that just used to be a support. And now for the past 1 to 3 days, right in this level, that used to be a resistance here, right? But now we've broken that line slightly higher. So chances are we might create a brand new support in this level and then eventually move up. Okay. So I know some of you do not have stocks for these companies I am mentioning. So what I want to uh, share to you guys is just the thought process behind how we analyze our stocks. Okay. So currently we have a very significant change in price for BLL. We've reached the bottom over here, and then in just a span of a day, it's a 5.17 increase, 5.17% increase. And where are we sitting at right now? We're sitting at a resistance. So I have a feeling on the first trading day of 2020, some people will take profit. I'm not sure though how far it will rest within the day. Okay, so it's also possible that it will eventually break that, or it will just rest again and stop at the MA20 level. Okay, so people might rest. So if you want to play conservative, two things. You can wait for it to rest and reach 7.426, or just wait for it to break this line. Okay, because normally it does something like this. Okay, all right, it will slightly increase that line. So if you're totally outside of this, then yes, that's already a brand new wave. And I suggest you wait for it to settle down and stabilize your support area first before you enter. But let's say tomorrow or next first trading day of the year, if you see signs of weakness, let's say a price ending under or below 7.73, chances are, if it, let's say it stops right there, chances are it will revisit your MA20 line again. Nickel. Nickel is currently challenging your upper band. Okay, so where's the next resistance that we have for nickel? 3.55. That's the next resistance that we see. So hopefully it breaks that. Okay, because we're already at a very cheap level. It actually bounced and filled this gap over here, and I would assume that it will now go back, and hopefully for those people who have entered right here will be able to take profit or even just go get even. All right, now what if it reaches, okay, so you bought it at 4.87. You ask yourself, how can I average down without having to add more funds because I don't have any more buying power? There is a way, guys, but it takes patience and strategic thinking. Okay, now let us say it breaks this line 3.55 and it reached up to this level, for instance, because this is the next resistance that we see. Let us say it breaks this line, okay, but you see some signs of weakness. Let's say it gives us a red candlestick signaling that it will go down again. What you can do is, once you see weakness over here, partially take profit. By how much? It all depends on you. Okay, you partially take profit, and that would leave you some buying power, right? Buying power. And then when it goes down again, and let us say you experience a possible bounce, only when you experience a possible change in direction right this area, then you use the buying power and then purchase some more volume. So instead of your average being here, it will bring it down somewhere here, right? Or somewhere here, because you bought it right here. Some part of the volume you bought is right in this area. And same drill again. Okay, so that's how you average down without having to add more volume or more funds. Okay, so the key there is check for signs of weakness and take profit, signs of change in direction or signs of bounce, then you add more volume. Okay, because chance there are also some occasions when it breaks the first area of possible bounce and goes all the way down, then even better, because you already have your buying power when it reached this level, and then you even got a much discount. or more discount when it reached back here. Let's go check out Shell PH. Shell PH, we're still consolidating. Okay, it might revisit your support again because currently we're triggering the lower Bollinger Band. So chances are you might have some more movements downwards and it will test once again your 31.98. Okay, it will test your 31.98 level, that being our support level. Okay, if you want, you can also do this. Create a Darvas box. A Darvas box happens when you see the price moving just within the range, and when it does that, enter at the support level right at the bottom of the rectangle and then exit at the top. The next would be M-wide. M-wide still, let me see. Okay, starting to show momentum in your RSI. Over here. So it's currently showing a bullish divergence here. There you go. Going down, moving up. So chances are it might consolidate like for a few days here, and then you will experience a change in direction soon. Okay, so currently 16.38, where it is at right now, is in fact an area of support that we see. Yes, that's a support area, guys. So it could be slightly higher or slightly lower, but that's the support that we see. RRHI has triggered the upper band, but your short-term resistance is also very near, just right here. Okay, so check. Who knows, it will break your resistance, right? But when you see a candlestick probably that looks like this, or for several days the price stopping at that level once again, then chances are it will go back and rest. Where could it be? Check out MA20 normally. Okay, but for now let me plot that for you. This is the area. Yeah, support over here. Support. This one is resistance. So if there's a weakness, okay, take profit. If you have entered from here, that's already a good and profitable trade. Wow, that's a good 12%. Okay, so if there is a sign of weakness, now if it starts higher than that, that would mean you will have a brand new wave. Okay, normally it will do this. Okay, SMC, SMC, we're already moving above the MA20 line. Okay, so that's a good sign, especially because the overall sentiment for half of the year in 2019 is really going down. So try to create, for me, if you want to enter this stock, I'd wait for it to go back and give you a chance around 161.99 or 162 level. That's already a good area to try out in case it goes back. If it breaks that, then of course your next possible area to check would be MA20 line. Okay, MA20 line over there. So at least you have two key areas to watch out for. Sun. Sun is starting to break your MA20 line, so that's a good sign. Um, use MA20 line as your support level, okay, or even 1.17. This is the support that we see, 1.17. Okay, that's a good area to start accumulating volume. LTG. LTG trying to challenge that we are actually in this resistance area. But guess what? For several days, price is just trading within this range. So if you can enter and let's say the market gives us a chance at MA20, why not, right? Don't rush, because I have a feeling it will still give us a chance right there, even though we're already at a very cheap level. So why not take advantage of the potential discount that we can get out of trading this stock? Wow, B Core again. 7.22. Guys, this stock has a tendency to do this, right? So my take here is be very careful and make sure you watch the market when you trade this stock, when this is already this side. This is a FOMO level, fear of missing out level. And mind you, when you're watching the stock by the minute, this gets really, really enticing and so tempting to get in. But just want to remind everyone that you are currently at the overbought area. Overbought area. We're already outside the 75 level in our RSI. This one is so above our threshold here for oversold or overbought is 70 in our RSI, and we're already above it. All right, so be extra careful. My recommended entry price is just here, 4.08. Possible area of bounce. Okay. Hi Romeo, MBT and East West. Okay, let me do that. MBT. MBT is currently moving below the MA20 line. So I would have to say this might give us some more downward movements in the coming days. And hopefully it just stops right here. Okay, 64.03. East-West. East-West is stabilizing. Okay, stabilizing at this level. So I think this is also a good price to closely monitor, because I have a feeling it will just stabilize within the area, and you're also at the near the oversold level. So there's no way, actually two ways. First is it will consolidate before it goes up, or it will just continue to go up. But we have reached the support level. Okay, so those are my thoughts around East-West. Okay, now so we talked about B Core. Okay, so I hope I was able to answer your question, and yeah, request from you. And AXLM. AXLM is just retesting the support, right? So I'm thinking it will. You're very close to the support, right? Some people will already enter in this area, but my suggestion is wait for a green candlestick. But chances are it will just start around 2.57 and then move its way upwards right here. First of all, we have to beat and challenge that MA20 line, and if it breaks that, then all good. So far, this is the next possible resistance that I see. Okay, support here, resistance here. So if you want to do range trading, enter here and exit right here. Now Now is just stabilizing, guys. Support is 2.34. Oh, be extra careful because there's a gap up that happened right here, and what is currently happening is it is revisiting that line. So if I may add one more line here, this one, it might, okay, revisit that line because of the gap that we have experienced here. So that's the first support, second support. Happy New Year! Thank you, Miss. Advance Happy New Year. Thank you too for always joining our live. And I will really, really try my best to monitor. No, no, I'll try my best to be more consistent in my live sessions. That's my biggest opportunity for 2019. I'm doing this every day, just wanting to assure you guys. So if our time does not match, just drop by our channel every single day because my commitment to you guys is I will do this every single day. Okay, it may not be in the same time, but I will always have one for the day. Okay, so that's my New Year's resolution. Okay, and please help me grow this channel by subscribing and sharing it to your friends, to your training groups, so we can help one another. Okay, let's continue with home. Home is currently at the resistance area, and volume wise, there's really not much volume here, so chances are when that thing happens, um, people will take profit and it will just go back to your MA20 line. Actually, slightly lower than the line that we have here, 1150. So that's what we currently see for home. Costco. Costco is, it's trying to test your MA20 line, but there was a rejection that happened, so it's sitting right at the MA20 line right now. Now, first trading day of 2020 is going to be a decision making day for this stock. If price starts higher than this, then you will have a brand new wave and will potentially test this resistance. If most of the action happens downside on the downward direction, then chances are it will revisit this line. Okay, so check out what the market, how the market behaves on the first 30 minutes. Don't trade right away. Okay, do not trade right away on the first 30 minutes because normally the movement is erratic at that point. Okay. So just see where most of the action happening on that day. Is it above the MA20 line or below the MA20 line? Because if it happens below that, then chances are it will revisit your 6.65 level. FLI. FLI, you're still at the support level. So you see, I've been mentioning consolidation, sideways, and that is currently what's happening for FLI, doing sideways before it moves upward. Overall, you're at a very cheap level, so I don't think it will go any further downwards. If it overshoots, it will just be very minimal. Just take note, you already have your price is already consolidating in this level, 1.49 to 1.50. ACEPH. Be extra careful as I see bearish candlestick. It rejects whenever it reaches your MA20 line. So it might continue to go down. First area to test would be 2.12. If it breaks that, then this is the next area, 1.97. Okay, two key areas to watch out for. If you are one of the holders of this stock, make sure to visit our live sessions and then just request so I can make sure to include this in all our reviews. P-Core. P-Core is still doing sideways in the short term. So I'm thinking we are nearing a possible bounce because this over here is already showing upward direction while the price was moving downwards. And after that, as I drew earlier, when it goes down, it will first consolidate before it goes up again. And currently, I think that's what is happening for P-Core. CHP. CHP is okay. 1.94 would be our support for this stock. It will go down, guys, but the nearest area that it will challenge and see if it will bounce or change in direction would be 1.94. This is a bearish candlestick. 1.94. Okay. C crossed the MA20 line, so I'm thinking we might have some more bullish movements for Chelsea. MA20 line would be, see that there was a gap up that happened here. I think this is just similar to what happened to now. I drew a line right here, right, and it took you several months even, right? Now with C, it took you what? Almost the entire year. Where are we? Yeah. So it just filled this gap. It took you almost a year to fill that gap. It went slightly lower than that, and then there was a consolidation right away. And I would have to say now, I think C will now start to move and give us bullish movements. Okay, that's our sentiment for C. Vita. Vita doing sideways with big dips. So I would say our support would be 1.14. There. Support over here, it broke. When it went up, it created a brand new support. It revisited that support. Resistance, but we broke the resistance, therefore it will go back to that support again. Your previous resistance will now become your support. 1.14. Okay? And yeah, I think that is it for the rest. They really have very minimal trades. We ended at Vita. Yeah. Okay. I think that is it for today. Thank you guys for joining, and please do subscribe and support our channel. And thank you. Happy New Year. Bye bye for now.